Hello everyone. In this video I will talk about the framework or measurement of construct that are used in questionnaires. In your questionnaires, in your research, you need to determine which items that you will use in your questionnaires. Some people just use some certain items based on their opinions or based on their point of view, but this is not the right way to do research. Let us see how to do that. At first, we need to know something that is called constructs, which are the items or the main items that are used in your questionnaires. There are two types, unidimensional and multidimensional. In unidimensional, there is only one factor or one item or one indicator that is used to measure something. For example, the person weight. However, in most of the cases, we have multidimensional constructs. That means that we have at least two different dimensions to be measured. For example, if you want to measure the skills of the student, there are the mathematical and the verbal abilities. Let us see other examples. For example, success criteria of a project. If you want to measure the success of a certain project, you need to look at different criteria. For example, the cost, the time or the schedule, the specifications, the quality, and other things. These are success criteria, and all of them are measuring one construct which is called success. We have organizational culture. For example, you want to see the culture of a certain organization, if it is the right one or not for creativity, for example. Then, of course, we have several dimensions to measure this culture. Requirements for renewable energy in a certain country. You want to see if a certain country is capable of doing a lot of investments in or investment projects in renewable energy. And what are the challenges that are there? Of course, you want to build your model based on a certain scientific way. In this video, we are talking about that. Organizational citizenship behavior, which is employee behaviors that, although not critical to the task or job, serve to facilitate organizational functioning. Now, to measure that, you need, of course, different criteria. And these criteria, you cannot just think and just put what it comes in your mind. This is not enough. In research, it is about what the others think. It is not only what you think. So let us see a common mistake that a lot of young researchers are doing, which is just designing a framework based on the opinion of the researcher without any scientific base. This is the common mistake that I have seen a lot. The framework should be based on at least one of the following: literature review, questionnaires, and interviews with experts. Sometimes you can combine several things together. You can start with literature review, then combine the results of the ways, which are questionnaires and interviews. So let us see a certain paper that applies all that. This paper, which is about toward an organizational culture framework in construction. This paper, at first, they of course define some artifacts of organizational culture in construction. As you can see at the right hand side of the table, we have different literature, different studies, previous studies. And in the left hand side, we have some organizational culture dimensions. So these dimensions were introduced or used in the studies on the right hand side. So all what have been done here is that these researchers just combine all these items together and put them together. They are of course more than 14, but here you can see only 14. Let us see some details about that. For example, you can see a short name, which is, for example, clear goals. This is the short name, but the description is the goals and objectives of this organization are reasonable, clearly defined, and regularly reviewed. This is the description of this item. So you will see that some, of course, like here's some researchers used that before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 studies used this item before. So that means it is a good one. It is a good one to consider. So these are different items that are used to measure the culture, the organizational culture. It is not only that you make all these 26 different items, you need also to make some subgroups of these items. You can see that these subgroups, which are 7 subgroups, that in each one of them there is different items. For example, for the first one, we have 3 items inside it. So in the analysis of the questionnaire, you need to make your analysis based on each one of the items on the right hand side plus the subgroups in the left hand side. This is the correct way. Now these items inside in each subgroup, they must be tested according to Cronbach's alpha at first. We will talk about that in another video, but for now you need to be sure that all these 3 items, such as a clear goals, a clear approach to succeed, actions, are matched with organization's goals. All of them are in the same direction or belong to the same subgroup, which is goal settings and accomplishment. After that, you can design your questionnaire. Luckily, we have that these researchers made it easy for us, and they put the whole questionnaire in the appendix. And usually this doesn't happen, but for this paper it is very easy. As you can see, we have all these subgroups and items actually, and the Likert scale on the right hand side. After that, you can make your analysis of your data. But the question is now, yes, can we use the same 26 items of this paper? The answer is yes. But where is our contribution in our new paper? There are several things that you can do. At first, you can filter the construct indicators or the items. Now we have 26 items in this paper. If we want to use the same things, we might at first filter these items according to the expert in the field inside our country. So we have in our country, for example, different point of views about these, of course, items. Maybe some of them are very important, some of them are not so important. So maybe based on your country or in your field or on your industry, not 26 items that are the most important, maybe just 15 of them are the most important. So at first you can make filtering of these items. You can even put new items based on interview with the experts. The second thing is find relationship between 2 different frameworks with suitable analysis. For example, you can use the items here in this paper plus the items from another paper that is measuring the success of a project, and you want to see the relationship between these 2 different things, the culture and the success. You might use correlation, for example. So this is the second possibility. The third possibility is make your questionnaire in different countries and provide different results based on the new sample, because the previous paper made it in a certain environment. You want now to use another environment that is completely different, and you might also make some comparison between your results and the results of the original paper. Another thing is make different hypotheses. You can set your own hypothesis in your own way, and these hypotheses can provide more details and more concepts of these items. And the last one is use different analysis methodologies. That's it. Thank you very much.